As promised, video D for lesson 3-9 is about story problems. So hopefully you have the story problems and you have them cut out because we're going to go through each one independently. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to type the first one. And this is one involves the Sahara Desert. So give me a second here. One year, the Sahara Desert received 791 thousandths inches of rain. That same year, the rainforest in Brazil received 324 inches. How much more rain fell in the rainforest that year than in the desert? Now, first thing we have to do when we look at this problem, we have to look at this. How much more rain fell in the rainforest than in the desert? Now, hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, you read those words there, and I'm just going to erase it because that's terribly messy. Your mind automatically screams, subtraction, subtraction. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to subtract the amount that fell in the desert from the amount that fell in the rainforest. So we're going to start out with 324, and we're going to subtract 0.791. Now, here's the important part with this problem. It's lining up the problem correctly, because the decimal point is going to go after that whole number, and then the decimal point is going to go 791, and now we're going to subtract. Okay, it's very important that when we do this that we have to line up our decimal points. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill the rest of this with zeros. Now we're ready to subtract, and if we look, we can't subtract 1 from 0, so we got to go to our neighbor, no one's home, go to our neighbor, no one's home. 4 is going to become, and let's just change this to black here so we can see it, 4 becomes 3. This becomes 10. Now becomes 9. Now it becomes 9 and 10. So we got 10 less 1 is 9. 9 less 9 is 0. 9 less 7 is 2. Bring down my decimal point right there. That's 3, 2, 3 inches more. Okay? So the answer is 323 inches, 209 thousandths more rain fell in the rainforest than in the desert. Now, I'm not going to write all that just because I have limited room, but hopefully you remember that when you are solving a word problem that you put the answer in a complete sentence. All right, give me a second. I'm going to type the second one. This one is about a kangaroo, and then I'll rejoin you to try and solve it. A newborn kangaroo measures about 0.02 meters in height. An adult kangaroo can measure up to 2.7 meters in height. How much shorter is the baby kangaroo than the tallest adult? And again, hopefully when you read this, how much shorter, your mind automatically starts blinking, subtraction, subtraction, subtraction. So why don't we set up a subtraction problem? And we have shorter than, so we get adult minus baby kangaroo. Adult is going to be 2.7 meters, and the baby is 0.02, and we're going to subtract. And I'm just going to delete this, erase that, because we don't need it, not yet anyway. And we're going to fill that in with the 0. Now, did you notice I lined up my decimal points? Now we are ready to subtract, and I'll switch colors. I cannot take 2 from 0, so I'm going to go over neighbor. 7 becomes 6. This 0 becomes 10. And I can do 10 minus 2 is 8. 6 less 0 is 6. Bring down my decimal point. 2 meters. So the baby kangaroo is 2.68 meters shorter. Alright, now notice how I put that in a sentence. And the baby kangaroo, spelled that wrong. Kangaroo is 2.68 meters shorter. Alright. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's how your answer should be. You should make sure that it is in a complete sentence. All right, I don't think we're going to be able to get through 3 and 4, but I want you to do do problem 3, and I want you to do problem 4. I'm not going to do them. I want you to work on them, and then I will give you work on problems 3 and 4. The one about Alex and Samdi, who have been saving money, and then Anaya, who owns a tree nursery. So why don't you work on problems 3 and 4, pause the video, work on those, and then when you are done, restart the video and I will give you the answer. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, you took care of problems 3 and 4. Problem 3 was a subtraction problem, and you're going to take the money that Alex saved, $136.83, and then you're going to subtract what Samdi has saved, which is $19. And what you should get, ladies and gentlemen, would be $117.83. Problem 4 is also a subtraction problem, and what you're going to do is you're going to subtract the her tallest maple leaf from her shortest maple tree. So it's going to be 2.32 meters less 0.4 meters, and the response you should get would be 1.92 meters. And again, each one of those should be in complete sentences. That's all we have for lesson 3-9. Before we kind of close the books and before you go and get your homework, what I'd like you to do is go to the classroom webpage, and there should be a link to a new Flipgrid. And this one is just basically asking you, what strategies do you use when adding and subtracting? So please take some time and respond to that, and then go see Mr. Winkleman and get your gift. All right.